Good morning everybody, my name is Osa. We are playing Farming Simulator 22 on Maypole Farm. It is day 1 of April. Playing with 3-day seasons. It is the month to plant sunflowers and soybeans. Maybe corn, I don't know. We're not planting sunflowers and we're not planting corn. So that just leaves the other one. And we have a field all prepared. It's been prepared since fall, but we're now good to go. I was down at the yard yesterday, checking all the equipment out and getting everything set up for today. Today is going to be an incredibly busy day on our farm. The contracts are starting to come out. The only contracts available during March were fertilisation contracts, and we have not taken advantage of any of those. We do have 2 of our new fields ready to fertilise, and it's really just a top up. We did put slurry down on those before we planted them, so there's a lot of nitrogen. There's a reasonable amount of nitrogen in those. What do you call it? In those things, in the dirt. Yes, that. I don't think I am going to have much success getting this where I want it, but I'll have a go using normal means, and then we'll probably get out and throw it around later. Yeah. And the problem is with this, the tongue is in the direction we're looking, so yeah, it just doesn't clear the lip of this. Don't know what the deal is. Once it's cleared, I could probably reverse it in and then turn it around. Turning it around is going to be as much pain as trying to drive it in with a tractor. And really the issue here with this thing is that the tow bar comes out this end, and there's no exit at this end of the ramp or the thing. So I can't really get at anything. Okay, money is down, and I'll explain that in a minute. Just park this up. So over the course of March, this field did come down in price. It went just under the average price of land for the area, and then went up to, I think, about plus 2% today. So I bought it today, since I now figure the value of this field is just going to go up. It's in growth stage 6 of 7. And it doesn't have weeds. It really doesn't have nitrogen, so we're going to have to spray this, and it's going to be horrible. But the environmental score on that field is not good. Let's bring it round. 49. We did get a geologist out to check the soil for us. The soil is okay. But if we look at this, the top bar is 0. No nitrogen. Yeah, we just saw that. The second and fourth are good, which is pH. So the liming, it doesn't need lime. It's got adequate amounts, but it's not the greatest. Soil sampling got done. Weed control has not been done. We would need to spray the field for weeds, although there are no weeds on it. And tillage, there's nothing we can do until next year. But if I take us to this one, weeds, none. No rocks, no rolling, no mulch, no stones. So apart from that, I probably just need to put herbicide into the tank, turn it on, drive it onto the field, turn around and drive it off, and it will confuse the environmental score such that the field's fine. So that's one plan we need. It is going to take a ton of fertilizer to bring this field up to spec. Meanwhile, we own this field and this field, both of which need top-off nitrogen. This field needs to be grass cut. This field needs to be mowed. No. This field needs to be mowed. This field needs to be sowed with soybeans, and that field is just doing fine. So, I need to go back over to the farm. Hopefully not get run over. Deutz is hitched up to the sprayer. It has the crop sensors, so that's its job for the day. John Deere we're going to take out with 1,275 litres of soybean seed. Don't know how well that's going to work out, but we'll have a go. I have been emptying the milk on a very regular basis. It really does look like that maybe we should consider buying the oh well, it might be a good idea to buy the dairy, but then that means that when the dairy's full we have to take our milk a lot further distance. I don't know how good the dairy's going to be, how fast the production is compared with how much we get it supplied. We're supplying about 25,000 litres per game day, so 75,000 litres per month. So that's all awesome. Okay, that looks like you're set up there. We've got soybeans ready to go. And there we go. And looks like didn't quite get it close enough to the edge. But we're going to have to tidy this field up anyway. So he is good to go. Next guy is our other dude. And this is just going to be a straight cut and silage. Need to make sure that we're set up on conditioned grass. So, without conditioner. With conditioner. Alright. Because the thing I've found with at least I seem to have found with workers is if I don't condition the grass, the worker doesn't like what's on the ground when it comes to tedding fresh grass into conditioned grass and all of that jazz. So we'll stick this on the edge, we'll back it up as close as we can. And then I will jump in the Deutz and we'll go do some field care stuff. The button you press is that one. Good. So I kind of want to hold off doing any grass contracts until the field directly ahead of us is ready to roll. this. Do want to extend to the arms on this at some time, but unfortunately not right now. Going to take this over to our new fields first, get them topped off. Now, since last time this was featured on the stream, I have added the spot and spray, which affects herbicide application. Now, the other thing that does is you can see the sort of the puffs of the fertilizer going out as well. It meters the fertilizer. It's not a solid spread. I should have turned left there. That was a plan. Just not really paying attention. Quick U-turn with nobody seeing me, and that's my driveway, so no big deal there. Okay. This time we'll go into our yard here. Now, one of the things I could do is bring the liquid fertilizer down here. It's one of those pieces of equipment that outside of the things, contracts, I use this once per field, so after today we'll pretty much be done using this. Actually, I'll need to use it tomorrow to just do the herbicide thing. Okay, get in, unfold, hit the tree, yep, okay, fold up, drive forward, hit the tree. No, unfold again. Okay, we're good. So we now need, we're a fertilizer, so I need to make sure it's on automatic. Optimum level for barley on loam. That's good. Turn on crop sensors. Is not something on the side panel. Crop sensors, semicolon. Okay, crop sensors are now on. So we are going to be spraying a very nice amount of fertilizer. And you'll generally see, obviously as I drive around for the first lap, nothing weird is going to happen, but as we drive around from now onwards, if I pass over a bit that's already got fertilizer or sufficient fertilization, the spray nozzles in that area will turn off. And I think that's actually a visual function of the spot and spray for herbicide. But we're going to have to come back to this field later this year to spray the chemicals. See, as we clear the edge of the field, the sprayer just turns off the nozzles over there. So anyway, this is just bringing us up to ideal levels, and as you can see, the usage rate of fertilizer on this field is very, very slow. Seem to have an issue with the middle nozzles behind the tractor. Now again, this is something I could use the GPS on, but because of the setup that we now have with the crop sensors and the spot and spray sensors, it doesn't need to worry about it, because we can drive all over where we've been before and it just won't do anything. Now I did see on the King Mods website, and I don't often use that. I've had some bad experiences with mods from there. However, there is a small grain grinder which the farmer I watch in North Carolina uses to grind up corn and barley to feed the cows over winter. And that is available for FarmSim22 on the Mod Hub. Not on the Mod Hub, on King Mods. The function it provides in FS22 is to convert cereals and soybeans into minerals. So I wouldn't have to go out and buy minerals, I could just grind up some grain and turn it into minerals, which might be something I want to consider doing. Because it's something I've seen real cow farmers doing, and also we're going to end up with some grain, and frequently what I'll do is I will take full loads of carts to the sell point, but it's sort of, oh, you've got 10,000 litres left and your cart's 20,000 litres. I'd much prefer to take a different crop to market rather than waste the drive down there. Keeping 10,000 litres of barley on hand allows me to just grind it up and feed it and stick it in the cowshed. So that could be an option. And as you can see, I'm really not having a good time running the edge of this field. Definitely keep hitting posts in the hedges, but now here's where you can see, well, you would if I wasn't having issues crashing into the hedges again. So as I was saying, here is where you can see the spray nozzles only coming on over the part of the field that hasn't got sufficient nitrogen on it anymore, because we're driving over the bit that I already did, and that slows down the usage rate. So I figure we're going to get these two fields done with almost negligible amounts of fertilizer actually used on it. And I'm not going to drive that forward. All right, that's that corner done. And we're definitely sorting out that deal with all the stripy nitrogen levels. This is getting very carefully sprayed, whatever. Such that the application of nitrogen is absolutely uniform. I'm guessing that issue with the middle section is probably to do with the mod. As I said, this one's as good as the Vicon. It's just that this one was on the sale. Oh, I forget what was on the store sale today. We've had some less than ideal store sale options over the last month. I said I was going to look out, see if anything came up, but nothing did. most of it has been incredibly small tractors. So we've been looking at things like, what was it? I think there was the little blue Japanese tractor, the Izeki. There was I think the Z-Tool Major came up, and then the last one that came up was the MF37AL, which did come with crop sensors, so that was a nice thing. But frankly, I'm done with small tractors. The little Massey Ferguson we have is as small as I want to go. It's got front loader arms, which is one of the reasons why I looked at it and said this is probably a tractor I want to have right now. Yeah, we're really looking for bigger tractors, but I'm not looking for bigger tractors right this minute. We just got the John Deere. I'm really looking for seeders, for harvesters. Got a sprayer. Potentially a roller. A roller I don't deem as to be 100% required on the farm. I mean, obviously it would be nice to roll the field after we planted the soybeans, but to be honest, the yield boost of that isn't significant. You know, and it's always a case of justifying the cost of a piece of equipment versus how much more money does it make if I use it. And that's done. And part of the problem with how this thing works is when the arm hits a post in the hedgerow, it twists the tractor, so it takes longer to back it up and get it facing the right way. Maybe I should do a second headland at this end, or at least half a one. But now the rest of this field is looking very much nice and green and all good nitrogen levels. I've still used about 12% on here. Might be a little bit more than I was expecting, but it's not deeply significant. Now the weed levels on this field are going to be medium. That's a little bit more handy because that flips it this way. Seriously, come on, you've got to be joking. Oh, I could have just raised it, I suppose. Anyway, that should be good. And turn it back on again. But yeah, what was I saying? The medium weeds on this field. So we would need to get a hoe to deal with those. And as I said, I think that is part of using a direct drill. It doubles up on the weed growth in the first month. Looks like there's a little bit missed right by that first tree there. Didn't get close enough to the edge. But for everything else, I think we're looking okay here. And we'll call this field done as soon as it's all green. Sprayer is a little bit slower than a spreader. But at this stage, a sprayer is multi-use. We can use it for herbicide and fertilizer. And any spreader I get needs to be able to spread both solid and lime. And the little Kubota spreader it can spread lime, but it's like spread a bit of lime and turn around and go back to the shop. So it takes a lot of visits, and as we start getting fields that are further away from the yard, it's going to take more trips to fill it up, or we have to go out with a truck full of lime and the spreader. Did I need to fill this tractor up? No, I didn't. I don't know if I needed to fill the others up. Someone's not driving. Okay. So I think the John Deere's 97% full, and it looks like our mower isn't mowing. I will check in on the Massey Ferguson once this field is done. Kind of like how you get to see the tram lines, at least at long range. We are using narrow tyres. I believe now that the big spreader, this one, now has the option of narrows. That was the big thing in 19. I bought this just for spreading lime. Or putting down fertilizer before I planted anything. And the reason for that was because it's got the wide tyres, so if you take it out on a field to try and do fertilization, it's going to destroy crop. But now that it comes with narrow tyres, it's actually an option for using a spreader after the crop's growing. Obviously at this stage, crop doesn't get destroyed because it's not grown sufficiently. However, yeah, it's always good. Well, and that's actually an interesting sort of real life question. Obviously with narrow tyres you're destroying less of the crop, however you're causing more compaction. So you load this sprayer up fully, that's a lot of weight that you're pushing down on a very narrow footprint. So while the crops are sort of soft and supple and bendy, do you want to use wide tyres on them just to spread out the compaction? Blah, 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 blah. Everything else is in your hands. Yes, no, not happening. Thank you very much.